सबको नमस्कार. Welcome to all of you, my dear friends. People are from different parts of India. We welcome you all. We are from Sarjana Academy for Design and Fine Arts and Art Design Teachers Forum. Art and Beyond is our online initiative that we have started since last year, and we have been conducting so many workshops. Many more workshops to come, and today is a special day. We are dealing with Doodle. Doodles are very popular, especially among school children. We all have done in our school times also. So let's not don't waste time. It's right time to start it. We have a young energetic artist, Aditi Shukla from Bangalore, and she will be dealing with you for about 1 hour. Let's go to Dr. Akanksha from Hyderabad to introduce Aditi.
Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to this workshop for today. A small words of introduction about Aditi Shukla. She is a doodler and a doodle coach who believes that doodles are everywhere. It's about observing and exploring them. She runs the Doodle Express to coach people on creating their own doodles to have fun and stay stress-free, and she gives the entire credit to her mom and dad for supporting her. In fact, she's a marketing professional who doodles in her free time to stay stress-free. She aims to travel the world, filling it up with doodles and spreading smiles. So you can find her simple tutorials. You can see the process videos and doodles on her Instagram handle, the Doodle Express. So any of you want to follow her, please follow the handle, the Doodle Express. Over to you, Aditi.
Thank you so much for the introduction, and a heartfelt thanks to Sarjana Academy for organizing this. I'm going to be taking this session over now. First of all, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. I'm really overwhelmed with the response, and I welcome you all because today it's going to be raining doodles. So before we begin, I'm going to set the tone for the session. Now, assuming it's going to be for 1 hour, I have split it into 3 parts. And this has been done considering that all of you are from different backgrounds. All of you have different levels of art experience. Doodling actually does not require any art experience. So to begin session 1, it's going to be all about an introduction to doodles in general, and also about setting the tone for the rest of what we're going to doodle today. Session number 2, or part number 2, is going to be about the actual doodle. So we're going to doodle something related to monsoon. And what is that going to be? So you have to stay tuned for that. Part number 3, which is really important and very basic again, it is how can you use these doodles? What do you create using them? And what do you do with what you've learned today? Even if you learned something, even if you take away 1 point, I'll be happy. But what next? So today we're going to discuss all of this in a monsoon-friendly doodle session. So I'm going to flip the camera over, and I'm going to show you what we're going to create today. And I really hope all of you involve yourselves as much as you can and follow these simple steps to doodle along. All right, let's get started. Okay, so what you see here right now is a sample of what we're going to doodle today. Before we begin, I would request you all to take out a sheet of paper or a sketchbook, whatever you have. I would also request you to keep any pen that you have handy. If you don't have a pen, you have a pencil, you have a dot pen, you have a marker, whatever you have, just keep it handy. And then we will begin. Yes, you can do directly with pen. If you're not very confident or comfortable, you can use a pencil too. All right. I just wanted to show this to you so that you understand what we're going to doodle today. And trust me, it doesn't have to be exactly this way. So now moving to what exactly are doodles, first of all, right? You need to know that. Now, doodles are very basic drawings. By doodling, to simplify, you don't need it to look like anything. It doesn't have to be exact. It can just be a depiction. So think of clouds during monsoon, right? In that, think of the outline of the cloud. How do you think that is made? You make a circle or oval and you give multiple bumps. That becomes a cloud. That's it. So that itself becomes a doodle. Basic outlines, basic shapes, and random scribbles. All this accounts to doodling. If done in a little more mindful way, you can get deeper and deeper into that and create fabulous patterns. But today, it's just basic level. So just doodle along. I'll flip the camera once again so you see what we're going to do today, and then we'll begin. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to ask. And just remember, use absolutely any pen, paper, pencil, whatever works. It does not matter. Don't focus on the end product at all. Please focus on the journey, because we are here to have fun doodling in this amazing season, right? Okay, we will get started. I hope you have some material ready, at least a paper and pen. Now, how do we get here? First, we always begin with the basics. So what I'm going to do right now is take a blank sheet of paper, put on some music, because I just want you to exercise a little. So we're going to warm up a little. Either fold your sheet into two halves. Either do that or just draw two boxes. The reason why I'm using a marker pen is so that you cannot see properly. Otherwise, you won't be able to see. That's why I'm using a thick marker, but you can use a pencil, a paper, a pen, whatever you want. Simply either fold the paper into two or make two boxes. I really hope you're doodling along. Okay. What are we going to do here and why to warm up? Anything that we have to doodle has to be composed of lines, because without lines, there is nothing absolutely. In a nutshell, lines are of two kinds, straight or curved, however you want to represent. Curve this further and you get circles. That's all I want from you today. Today, we'll just focus on this bit. So fold your paper into two. Over here, simply make circles. And in this one, simply make clouds. Clouds however you want. This is a circle or an oval. If you add lots of bumps to it, it still becomes a cloud, right? This way. This is still a cloud. So I just want you to spend 2 minutes making lots of circles inside here, however you want, and lots of clouds inside this. Feel free to fill this half and this half. Doodle however you want. Let's play some music and doodle along. Clouds. hope you're doodling along. Have you filled the page completely with circles and the other half with clouds? If yes, do let me know and we can move on. So what's the reason of doing this simple exercise? The main thing is that it allows you to flow. A slight muscle exercise, muscle memory that builds over time. And even if you take out 5 minutes every day just to randomly doodle or scribble, and the circles don't even have to look like circles necessary, it doesn't have to be neat. You can either do them this way or simply make them overlap, or without lifting the pen, just go this way. Whatever you do, make sure you do some warm up before you actually begin doodling. This is really going to help you. All right, thank you so much for responding. Looks like some of you have finished. I'm going to teach you something simple today, which is clouds, because we are talking about monsoons. There's a very simple formula that I will use, and I really hope that you will be able to use that formula as well to create your own doodle clouds. For those who have just joined in, simple lines, using curved lines, you've made circles on one half and clouds on the other half. Now we're going to move ahead to make actual clouds. All right, so I'm going to teach you a grid method. I'm going to teach you some clouds, basic. I'll teach you some patterns and then some accessories of the sky. Imagine if you combine these, you're going to be able to make amazing doodles on your own, and there is no limit, absolutely no limit. Once again, please feel free to use whatever pen you have. For convenience, I have used a marker. Right now, I'm going to teach you how to make clouds. Please divide this into 4 boxes. I'm not saying divide the whole page. It's okay even if you make tiny boxes, just the way I showed you earlier, because I want you to have your own grid. This is your reference grid. This will help you create your own doodles. If you want to make all the grids in one page, if that works for you, go ahead. If you want to make in multiple sheets, go ahead. After all, it's all about practice. Cloud number 1 is going to be here. Very basic cloud. We're going to give it a nice flowery or floral appearance this way. It looks like a cloud, right? So that's good enough. Another simple one. Let's give it a flat base. Flat base, 1 curve, 2 bigger ones, and another one here. This is also a cloud. Remember, it's a doodle. No one's judging you and no one cares. So please make however you feel like making it. Now, let's make another cloud which has bumps in the center like this. What I mean by that is a bigger curve here, a bigger curve here, and the rest of it, just fill it like this. This is also a cloud. So you've got cloud number 3. Cloud number 4. Let's make a cloud with a tail. Okay, by tail I mean let us combine this and this. How do we do that? Let's take this flat base, which means keep it like this and make a tail over here, and then start making that steps, and then come down again. That's it. With very slight tweaks, you have 4 variations of clouds. I can see some people joining in now. Please feel free to take a screenshot if you want. We are doodling monsoon themed doodles right now. We have just learned how to make clouds. The first one is really basic. It's more floral in design. The other one has a flat base with 4 bumps. This one has 2 major curves here and it tapers. This one is a combination of this and this. Flat base, yes, and then you go this way. All right, for those of you who are done, we will move on to grid number 2. This is your grid number 1. in the same page or a different one, please go ahead and divide this into 4 parts again, which is patterns. Now we're going to make pattern grids. And trust me, you can just go on and on creating your own patterns. Today, we'll just discuss 4. The first one is very, very simple. First one is spirals. How do you make a spiral? Think of a circle and think of closing the circle, but each time you make a smaller circle inside. That's all. If this looks too difficult, because some people find it a little difficult to go clockwise or anti-clockwise, simply do this. Make C, then make another ulta C or opposite facing it, then make another one, then make another one. That's okay. That's your version of the spiral. If you want to make it in this direction, you can make it. Another way of making a spiral could be to touch all these ends this way. It's a little different and fancy. Now, when you're making doodles, and if you make clouds, instead of raindrops, you can also use spirals falling down. It looks a little nice and fancy, right? This is one. Pattern number 2 is lines. After this, we're going to switch on all your videos, and I want you all to show what you've done so far. We'll have a little interaction, and then we'll move on. All right. Pattern number 2 is just simple lines. Make them however you want. Keep them far apart if you like. Make them close together if you want. Then we have pattern number 3 and 4. 3 is using semicircles this way. You can make small boxes and fill them also, as long as you use these for your reference. Okay, just make semicircles. However, whichever direction you want to start in, you can. Right? Make sure you fill this entire grid. What do these look like? Don't these resemble rainbows? You can use them to make peeping rainbows also. Just fill this entire block this way. Fill the entire block. Remember, this is only your reference grid. Keep this handy always. So the next time somebody says, let's doodle, simply look at it and start. You don't even have to think too much. Now, many of them ask, what's the difference between making proper sketches and doodles? Is doodle just becoming a very popular term without any meaning? Well, doodling by itself is not very new. In fact, it started in the 17th century. The term was coined in the 17th century. And since then, people have been, if you think of this, when you were children, you used to doodle, right? When you grew up, you started writing more and doodling less. But still, this visual form is very helpful. In the 4th one, we're going to make some random patterns. Either make some ovals, or you can make boxes, or you can make elongated triangles. Okay, I think this looks better, right? Let's make more triangles. Let's make some squares and boxes, and let's make more triangles. All right, I see some of you saying done. Let me quickly show you Grid number 1 was of clouds. Grid number 2 was of patterns. And now moving on to grid number 3. Grid number 3 is what I like to call accessories of the sky. Or grid number 3, you could have some rainbows, water drops. What else? What else can you think of in the sky during monsoons? Rainbows, of course. Why not? Let's make some rainbows also. Yes, thunderbolt. Wow. In fact, that's my favorite. Okay, I'm going to begin with that itself. For those who find it difficult to make thunderbolt, I will show you an easy version and a slightly complex version. Lightning, thunderbolt, yes. Here's the simple one. If you find this easier to follow, please follow this. That's it. It still means the same thing, thunder. Now, those who want to make it a little more fancy. Okay, that's it. That's your thunderbolt. Now, this is the reference grid number 3 that we are making. The first one for that is thunderbolt. These are simple ones. These are slightly more complex ones. Okay. Second thing, rainbows. Now, assume this is cloud number 1. G matches, right? Yeah, it looks pretty neat. This is cloud number 2. Let's make rainbow from one cloud to the other. And you don't really have to make the exact number. Just let's make 4 or 5, whatever fits. All right, just make arches. Ta-da, that's it. Happy little rainbows. Now, using reference grid number 2, you can use any pattern and fill in your clouds or rainbows if you want. Otherwise, leave it simple for now if you like. Let's have peeping rainbows. Rainbows peeping from one corner. Okay. Then, obviously, you have to have raindrops. Raindrops, raindrops, raindrops. If you find it difficult to draw raindrops, simply make circles. If you make circles below a cloud, it obviously means these are raindrops. There are no rules in doodles. These are your raindrops. If you want to make them a little fancy, start coloring them or give some shade this way. If you don't want to make it fancy, keep it as basic as it is. We'll do a recap also, so don't worry. In case you're not able to catch up, you go through the whole thing super duper quick. Raindrops, fancier raindrops. These are raindrops again. And if you still want to make them a little more fancy, you have this drop and you can make a tinier drop inside it. That's it. It just gives just the amount of design that you need here. Thunder, rainbow, raindrops. What else? What else? Too much is too bad, right? So after we see too much rain, we want to see Mr. Sun. We want to see the sun. Absolutely. It is like meditation. I can doodle for hours together. In fact, every night before going to bed, I take my sketchbook and I just randomly keep doodling. Wow, snowflakes. Yes, for sure. But we'll do that in the next season. Let's keep that for doodle winters. Okay, here, because it's a mixed age group, mixed batch, I'm going to teach simple and slightly complicated ones. Simple one is this. Now, if you have any corner or a corner of a cloud, let's make a cloud. You can always make a peeping sun. This is simple. If you want to make it a little more complicated, you can even combine this with thunderbolts. In the way you want. Let's make it like more like dancing sun. Okay. You can have it a little fancy, peeping sun. If you want, you can create the sun rays this way. Okay. If you want to get it a little more, if you want to up your game of doodling a little more, you can have it this way also. Right? This is your peeping sun. If you want to keep it simple, please follow this. What I'm going to do now is show you all three, show you the final grid so that you can take a screenshot. And then let's interact a little before you guys fall asleep. All right, this is grid number 1. Basic clouds. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go to number 2, which is patterns. Why patterns? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because you build this inside these clouds. Fancy accessories sky or fancy elements associated with the monsoon. Thunderbolt, rainbow with happy clouds, raindrops, these also raindrops, sun, peeping sun, and a variation of the sun. Now I'm going to show you the final one so that you can take a screenshot. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Please feel free to take a screenshot of this. Okay. And why do I teach using grids? Simply because this is how I learned and developed it on my own. That's because just imagine the endless possibilities you have. Now what I want you to do is take a fresh sheet of paper, make any 2 clouds, whichever 2 you like, okay, your favorites, let's say. And in that, start filling patterns. So don't make them very huge that you can't fill it right now. Make them slightly smaller. Example, if you take this cloud, fill this pattern, okay? And all around it, maybe put some drops of rain, thunderbolt, or the sun, or maybe take 2 clouds, connect them with a rainbow. So see the endless possibilities that you have. I hope you're getting me. Cloud 1 can be used with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So there you have 4 variations for this alone. Cloud 2 can be used with 1, 2, 3, or 4. Same way, cloud 1 can be used with any of these. Or cloud 1 can be used with this and this, or say this with this and this. Yes, of course, you can use any. I just saw a query come up. You can use any cloud with any pattern and with any accessories. Now this grid belongs to you. So go ahead, go crazy. Feel free to doodle however you want. But I would like you to make at least 2 clouds with any 2 patterns and any 2 sky accessories right now. I would request you all to switch on your cameras so that we can just see. And if anybody can unmute themselves and just tell me if you're able to follow so far, that'll be great. We can move on to the next step after that. Are you able to?
You can unmute yourself and tell Aditi.
Yes, guys, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We can unmute ourselves.
Oh, great. So were you able to follow what I said so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Great, great. Can I please see some of your doodles? Yes, please tell me.
Ma'am, can we make?
Wait a minute.
Ma'am, can we make patterns of our own inside the cloud?
Of course, of course. What I've given you is just a guideline, just for you to understand. You can make any pattern you want. You can make any shape of the cloud you want.
Ma'am, I've combined reference grid 2 and 3 together.
Yes, you can combine, let me show you. You can combine anything together. You can do 1 with 3, 1 with 4, 1 with 2. You can do 2 in 1, anything you feel like. Just do however you feel like, whatever keeps you happy.
Yes, ma'am.
Should we make 2 clouds together? Let's do that. Let's make 2 clouds together. I'll flip the camera and we'll do that. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any 2 together. Which one do you want me to take? Tell me what's your favorite. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's take any one of these for now.
4. Ma'am, 3. Ma'am, 3 and 4. 2. Ma'am, 3.
Okay.
3 and 4.
Okay, some of you want 2, someone 3, someone 4. So what we'll do is, these two are slightly similar. So let's take 2 and 3 so that we are not disappointing anybody. Okay. 1 and 4, 3 and 4.
Ma'am,
Okay,
I've already taken 2 and 3 to combine 4.
Great. That's a good one. Fine. We will stick to 4 for sure. And we will take
Ma'am.
whatever.
Ma'am, I have made one.
You made one? Great. Now, if you made one, please make one more.
Ma'am, I combined it all.
All of them. Wow, that is even better. Great. Keep practicing. Let's make one more together. Yeah. Let's make one more cloud together. I'll play some music and we'll just make one more cloud together. Okay, let's start. You can even divide the same cloud into 2.
Ma'am, can we make some our new designs and put some?
Sorry?
Ma'am, can we put a new our designs and put something inside?
Yes, of course, of course. You can put your own designs. What do you have in mind? Any specific design in mind?
No, ma'am.
Okay, but you can put any design you want. Okay, using this, if you want, you can just fill the cloud with circles also. If you want, don't use spirals. Then you can fill with lines. If you want to make lines crisscross, you can make them crisscross. See how many patterns you're getting out of these basics, right? So many. If you want to use these semicircles or arches, you can use these. If you want to make it even more fancy, color some of them, leave some of them blank. Yeah. Just little variations. There. Looks a little different, right? Same way in these shapes, if you want, you can give them double borders. I'll use another color so you can see better. Okay.
Ma'am?
Now, yes, tell me.
I made 3 clouds.
3 clouds, wow.
This is the own
Good.
design of mine.
Own designs, yes, that's what I want. I just want to help you to create your own design, your own doodles. Later on when you're practicing, if you feel like using colors, you can use it like this. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to do some different colorful designs in the next one. I have
Sure.
markers.
Perfect, perfect. Use markers, use color pencils, use crayons, or if you don't want to use any of that, simply black, then simply color them black. Fill them inside this way, or fill them even neat and thick, however you want. See how many variations you're getting here. Personally, my favorite, even though I love watching and looking at colorful art, but my favorite still remains black. This way. So many variations, right? I hope you're all using some fancy accessories of the sky also and making use of the sun, raindrops, thunder. Wow, that's really nice.
Ma'am, 3 clouds, 2 rainbows, and
Yes,
then for the land, some crisscross.
and the peeping sun. Wow.
Yes.
Can I see some more, please? This was amazing. I'm so happy.
Ma'am, I made another one with some colorful.
Is that Palash?
Yes, ma'am. Ishana.
Akshit also made one.
Ma'am,
Wow.
Ishana.
Show me. Can I see some more? Wow,
Ma'am,
that is really nice. I can see Deepa also.
ma'am, can you see Akshit?
Ma'am?
One second. One by one. I'm just looking at all of them. Yeah, I can see Ishan as well. Wow,
Ma'am,
that's really
Akshit.
cool. Yeah. I'm just getting there. Yes, I can see. Oh, smiling clouds. That's so cool. Wow. Oh, the other one's also very nice with patterns. Urvashi? Great. Akshit, very nice. Perfect. Tanmay, wow, you've drawn a lot of clouds. That's great. Yes, I can see Stuti's also. Isha, can you zoom in a little bit so I can see better? Yes, I can see it now. Very nice. Wow. Just using basic patterns, you've all done such a fabulous job. Great. Do you want to see one more pattern? I'll just show you quickly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because so far we focused on the clouds, but we ignored our poor little droplets. Look at this. If you want, you can use these same patterns. You remember grid number 2? You can use all of these inside droplets also. So you can make clouds small and you focus more on the water droplet. You can focus on the water droplet also if you feel like. All right?
Ma'am, can I show you mine?
Yes. And who's that again?
Gargi.
Yes, please.
Can you see me?
Just one sec. I'm just trying to look for you. Yes, I can see it. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's nice. So you like Thunderbolt as well, huh?
Yeah.
Very good. My favorite too.
I like the dash a lot.
Amazing. So you can create more using that, huh?
Yes.
Fabulous. Very good.
Thank you.
So anything else that all of you like about monsoons? What do you like to do during monsoons? Do you like to play in the rain or do you...
Paper boards.
Great. Yes, I heard paper boats. Okay, let's make something else besides clouds and drops. Okay. Like you said, paper boats. So let's make some paper boats and some random stuff associated with monsoons. There, got more sheets of paper. But before we do that, I agree that all of you have doodled really well. Now, let me give you a quick sense of direction of doodles. Okay. So where do you think you can use these? Where can you use what you've made? You can use them in greeting cards. You can make greeting
Ma'am,
cards
we
for
can
your...
also use them to show abstract feelings.
Absolutely. You can use it to show abstract feelings. You can use it just to stay stress-free. You can make greeting cards with it. You can make bookmarks with it. Or simply use it in between your notes.
We can also doodle the word.
Yes, absolutely. You can do that. So if you write the word monsoon and doodle in that, it'll be great. You can try that out once. Okay. What you can do is now to finish any doodle or any art for that matter, at least what I follow, I would like to share with you. I always like to, assuming this is your sheet of paper, I always like to draw a border. All right. And have some text written somewhere, anything that you want. Okay. And the third element is a design. Design can be here, here, randomly placed, or design can be all around the border. You can convert the border itself into a fancy piece. Now to understand how, I'll show you one quick sample, which I've already spoiled a little because of my marker. I'll show you a quick sample. Something like this. I have not got into details because some of you might just want to learn the basics, right? So you can make the border. The concept is the same. You have border, you have some elements of design, and you don't have to put too much together. You can remove this and you can add text over here. Or you can remove this, you can add some text over here. Again, I have used similar elements. You can use the same grid that we have learned, and using that grid, you can fill all around the border. You can put drops. The whole border can be full of drops. Oh, that's a nice one, Hansa. I see you're a rainbow fan. Yeah. These are using different elements of the monsoon. So tell me, don't you all like a nice, especially your parents, don't they like a good cup of tea during monsoon? I bet they do. So we can have some small representations. You don't have to make it very fancy, which means if you make a teacup like this, just using basic shapes, this also shows that the tea is hot, right? If you make another one in a fancier way, this way, using some extra curves and all of that, and then you have a fancy stand and you have a good plate and you have a handle and you have these fumes. This also represents hot teacup. This is what I'm trying to explain. Doodles can be basic. This still means the same thing. It can be fancy also. So there's no right, no wrong. First, we made clouds. Then we made some patterns, which we can fill inside the clouds. And then
Accessories.
yes, that's right. I was hoping somebody would say that. And then we made accessories. And then we combine all of this to make something like this. In the sense, have a border, have images, and have text. Then we started making some random objects. And by objects, I mean only the outlines related to doodles. First thing I thought of was teacups. Somebody said paper boat. You can make it in a fancier way if you want. And this is the simplest version. Okay, however you like. And then using all these elements, you can combine and make your own doodles. Of course, umbrellas. Again, you just have a simple curve, more curves, another curve, and here a triangle, more curves.
Ma'am, we can make a person sitting in a boat sipping tea while another person is holding an umbrella for him.
Wow. Yeah, of course you can do that. Please go ahead. Sounds like a good concept. What else? I'm surprised nobody said samosas. I'm really shocked. Fancy triangles.
Ma'am, pakoda.
Yes, of course. In a bowl, you can make a bowl, simple bowl, and in that you can have pakoras depicted randomly. Or you can have a plate for that. Or if you show samosas, I think that makes it a little better to depict. Yeah. Irregular triangles. Just take the triangle and spoil their outlines, and that becomes a samosa. Yes, samosa, that's right. This is supposed to be one. One more.
Boots.
One more.
Boots.
One more thing. If you use all these, you can also create your own doodles this way. Right. You can replace all of these with anything that you want related to monsoon. Sorry, Shalin, were you saying something? Couldn't hear you. I'm sorry, I'm still not able to hear you.
Frogs.
Oh, yes. Of course. Frogs, yeah, quite icky. I think I'll keep that for the next time. But yeah, good one.
Ma'am, done.
Done, great. but you can never be done with doodles. Keep creating as much as you can. For example, imagine, again, this is your paper. I'll teach you one quick and fun way, super quick fun way. Huh? And you want to fill it up with umbrellas. Okay, so you can have an umbrella. And here, maybe the main one can be an inverted umbrella, an umbrella which is fallen down. Okay, this is another way. And a triangle here. In this, you can have people sitting. In this, you can put teacups. In this, you can put clouds. It's just a representation. Invert it or keep it this way. Show some
Rain.
Sorry, looks like?
Ma'am, inside the umbrella, we can make some accessories.
Yes, exactly. You can fill each one of these with whatever pattern you like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. It's really good, Hansa. Really fancy teacups and jugs.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you all so much for joining in. It's amazing doodling together. Otherwise, I would be sitting alone in my room and making doodles. You can fill the same patterns inside each one of these, or you can leave the umbrella plain. Don't touch it, no patterns, and fill the entire sheet. If you really want to do a lot of doodling, fill the entire sheet with maybe spirals or something fancy. Keep it really close, so umbrella will look plain and it'll stand out. That is a little complicated, but yeah, if you want to explore it that way, you can.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, one day I only seen one photo of doodling Ganesh on Art and Beyond only. I can't join that class. So I tried to search it on YouTube. So it is saying that doodling is just shape. How we draw it.
Yes, that's right. Why they said doodling is just shape? Because doodling is all about the basic outline. And you can't have outlines without lines and shapes, right? So it's all about making basic shapes. And it's not necessary a doodle should mean something. Today, because theme is monsoon, so it looks this way. But tomorrow,
Ma'am, in monsoon, we sometimes also eat kulfi.
yes. Go ahead and make all of those.
And jalebis.
Yes, jalebis also. So jalebis, how do you make? Use these spirals. That's it. Keep these spirals in a plate and keep teacup next to it. That becomes your jalebi and chai or jalebi and tea, right? Thank you guys. I'm reading your comments also simultaneously. Thanks a ton. Thanks, Deepika. Thank you, Deepa. So with this, we conclude the class. A quick summary. We have made clouds. We used basic patterns inside and we have used some accessories. That's it. Using this, we can create hundreds of doodles because you can add colors, you can add some shades, you can keep them plain, or you can make tiny clouds and make bigger drops. And you can cover the entire page with those huge drops. Something like this. This is what we did after that. Yeah. You can make any kind of pattern that you want inside. And think, whenever you think of making doodles, and if you're falling short of any ideas, you can simply take a page and make basic shapes. Suppose you start making squares everywhere. Then take any other color and start filling up the gaps. Color the gaps or cover it with some other shapes. Keep doing that repeatedly. If you want, just take spirals. Keep making spirals everywhere. Slowly, you can take some shapes and start filling patterns inside shapes. That's all. That is
Ma'am, this is like Lego. In Lego, you can have some random pieces scattered around. You just take it and then just build something, and in the end, it starts looking nice.
Exactly. So what are shapes? Shapes are also your building blocks only, right? For art or for doodles. So what you said is right. That's how it is. Just connect everything, make a nice border, write some text and put random designs everywhere, and then gift this nice greeting card to your loved ones. I also want to tell you all that you've been an amazing audience, and thanks for making it so interactive. I also have been doing my best to go through all your doodles. So all of you have done a fabulous job. Thanks for that. And another thing is, this is the first of its kind workshop that we have started with Sarjana right now. Please do contact all the organizers of Sarjana in case you want to attend doodle sessions in detail. This was really basic, and we will have some paid workshops also, and they're going to go a little more in depth. So thank you so much, Team Sarjana, and thank you all so much for participating. Is there anything else that you would want me to talk about, to discuss?
Ma'am, please show all the doodles from the starting. I want to take a screenshot.
For screenshot, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, one second. Doodle clouds. Okay, next one. Next one is this. I've also given one of the raindrop, all right, and then of the minute. Thank you, Ishtana.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it. That's all that I had to share right now in terms of screenshots at least. If you have any other queries, please feel free to ask me. We can also, and yeah, please, if you all complete any piece, or even if you don't, even incomplete pieces, whatever you have done today, do tag the Doodle Express, and please do tag Sarjana as well. We would love to see your finished pieces, because that's going to help me learn a lot also. Of course, we're hoping it rains and the weather settles a little. Besides that, anything else?
Thank you very much, Aditi, and thank you very much all the participants.